my name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody who is involved in a codependent relationship or connection, or someone who is trying to have a substantive conversation with their partner about how their relationships, maybe in family, are codependent and impact their ability to be in a happy and healthy romantic relationship. So codependency is the word of the day. We'll see what else we got. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Happy Friday. Hello, April. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member and also how to find my homemade candles on Etsy. Let's start off with the Marigold Tarot, and we'll see what else we've got for you. What else do we have? Hello, Joaquin. How are you doing? Oh, thank you for being a member, Funny. How are we doing? Happy Friday. What else? We've got Strength, Three of Rings or Three of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, this feels to me like a codependent connection is impacting another relationship. Yes, this has its issues. Yes, there are two people who would probably, or at least one person who would benefit from that relationship becoming more healthy. But I feel like it's because you are codependent with your sibling or your parent, it's that much more difficult for me to be in a romantic relationship with you because you don't take it seriously, right? Hello, Brian. Hello, Hannah. How we doing? Thank you for the tip. I got you. You're welcome. What else do we have? Seven of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Six of Swords in the reverse and the Four of Rings in the reverse, which would be the Four of Pentacles, by the way. So this feels to me like we've got someone who knows that there is an issue in their romantic relationship, or knows that there is like drama and difficulty in their social connections, right? But they don't feel like they have any insight, or they don't feel like they have a path forward to fix the issues. I don't know how to make you happy because in order to make you happy, I have to upset my best friend, or I have to move away from my dad, or I have to tell off my brother. There's something here where it's like you're putting me in a place where I don't have a path forward because it seems impossible. Like I have to choose between two people who are very important to me, right? I'm doing well, thank you. Hello, Bearcat. How are we doing? No, close, Patty, but better luck next time. Hello, Jason's birthday party. I do answer personal questions at the end of the general reading, which is usually about 30 to 35 minutes in. So that would be about 30 minutes from now. But with priority to those who tip or donate. And you can also donate a membership to someone else if you'd like me to pull some cards. But I promise to make it worth your while. I try to make sure you get, you know, the answer that you need. Not always the answer you want, but it'll be the answer that you need. Hello, Dizzy Lizzie, how are we doing? Hello, Sarah. I appreciate your religious beliefs, but let's make sure that we are being tolerant and open-minded in the live chat. Hello, Dwayne. How are you doing? Hello, Slava. I hope you're having a good day. So we have the Queen of Swords and the Magician. You have an opportunity, or someone close to you has an opportunity to transform the relationship or the connection through a conversation with family or changing the dynamic with a family member, because we did have healing family issues at the outset. So if I were to be honest with myself, I know that maybe my twin sister's causing some issues and making it difficult for me to actually get close to this person that I'm dating. Maybe I need to rethink some of my priorities, or maybe I need to be a little bit more honest with myself about how it must feel in that person's position, dealing with, you know, how close I am with my family, or the fact that I, you know, live with my cousin. There's a change that is possible, and I see somebody like ruminating on it, like thinking about it, like, okay, so maybe I've considered this to be impossible or insurmountable because I didn't want to be honest with myself that this connection with the family member is codependent or is a little bit like much. You know, I can edit it a little bit. It'll get better. Hello, Lemonade. How are you doing? We have the Five of Cups in the reverse, the Emperor, and the Queen of Rings or Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Don't lose out on a connection with somebody who genuinely cares about you because you are unwilling to have a difficult conversation with someone in your family who might have unrealistic expectations or a sense of entitlement to you, your time, or maybe even your money. This could be like your sister has small children and feels like she should be able to drop them off at your place since you're already looking after your own children. There's complications because of how the expectations of a family member impact a romantic relationship. This is the Pulp Tarot. Hello, Danny. How are you doing? Hello, Tommy. Do you, Brian? Brian, do me a favor. Just go ahead, pull up my page real quick, and look to see where it says how many videos I've done. It's over 10,000, sweetheart. I think I could probably do this blindfolded. Hello, Sojo. How are you doing? Oh, you think it's for wickedness? Is it because of the name of the channel? I understand the confusion. But you know what, Sojo? That's okay. It's not for you, and that's fine. There are a ton of other channels on YouTube. But I would ask you to park your judgments outside. Hello, Anonymous. No. But I understand the confusion. It's just a little old reading, and if it resonates for you, you are welcome to chill, hang out, get to know some of the cool people in the live chat. We have the King of Wands, the Moon in the reverse, and Temperance. Okay, so peace is possible. We just have to navigate somebody who maybe has misconception in terms of how things should go. If, for example, you get married and your partner's mother still expects to be numero uno in their son or daughter's life, I personally feel like that's completely unrealistic. You are not their spouse, and I think most people would agree that the spouse is numero uno. Maybe it's a child, that's okay. But I think we have someone here who expects to be like the #1 spot on your list, and they're not being realistic about the fact that you have a relationship or you have a family of your own or you have other things going on. 9 of Swords, anxiety. 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. 4 of Swords. This could be regarding being a caregiver, whether that's for children or someone who is older, medical issues, whatever it might be. This is like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to get done what I need to actually get done if you're not here helping me, if you're not contributing your part, which I kind of hesitate to say your part because I don't think it's really your part. I don't think that's how you spell it, sweetheart. Oh, Brian, are you the royal we? Oh, well, welcome. And hello. Ooh, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Can I just call you KU? Wait, now I don't know what that's in reference to. Are you just talking to yourself? Hello, Chris. How are you doing? So we've got someone who's acknowledging that there is something that's gone on too long, or someone has been allowed to get away with something for too long. I'm sure you've all run into like a spoiled child, someone who's not been told the word no nearly enough in their life. And you know, in that moment, when you recognize that this kid is probably a little bit spoiled, that you're not going to be able to change how that kid sees the world or how entitled they are just with like a 30-second speech. This is something that has been taught to them over a long period of time. There is a family member here that over a long period of time has not been told no. Has not been told that's unfair, that's unrealistic. I think you need to be a little bit more forgiving, or I think you need to be a little bit more honest with yourself about what the actual expectations are, right? Hello, Joanne. How are you doing? Yeah, just a couple centuries old. No big deal, Brian. What else? We have the Emperor in the reverse, the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, in the world. I'm gonna have to bring up Grandma's Boy because the the main character ends up having to stay with his grandmother, and I guess part of the deal, even though he didn't really agree to it, was that before he goes into work, he does work around the house that the old ladies can't do because they don't have the muscles that he has. This is like, okay, well, there were things that I couldn't do and you could do them. So, like, why is it so bad that I asked you to do them? Why is it so bad that I, asked you to help me out? I think that's just like the least of what you could have done in that situation. Like, I really don't feel like I was out of pocket or I was unreasonable. We're a family. We're supposed to help each other. But this is someone who does not return the favor. So maybe they have a point. Maybe you really are family. You should be helping each other, and mutual aid's a beautiful thing. And if you can help somebody make their life easier and it doesn't risk anything of your own, like, why would you not? But if you are a taker, if you're the kind of person that is only ever looking for how you can get ahead, who is only ever thinking about what you need, and you never give back or show gratitude when people are trying to help you, then I don't know if I really feel that bad for them, right? I don't know. Kind of seems to me like the favors only go one direction. It's like what do they call those things? A turnstile. You can't walk the other way because they block it, when they have like the bars going through. So you'd get like pulverized if you tried. Everything is flowing one direction. You help me, but don't you dare help or expect me to help you. That's not how this goes. That's not how this works. You should know that. So you're dealing with someone selfish, or someone you love is dealing with someone selfish. Hello, Mike. How are you doing? Hello, Ryder. Oh, I think we're missing an E there. Hello, Divine. How are you doing? Hello, Design. This is the Path of Shadows. Procrastination. This one has a little typo on it that makes me laugh. It's the ticking of the clock distracts me from the fact that my worst enemy hides in my mind. But they spelled ticking of the clock, tickling. I don't think they're actually up here like tickling the clock, but there is an enemy hiding in someone's mind. And I think this is the person who has a codependent relationship with a family member who uses them. There is something in my mind that tells me that it's only a matter of time before this relationship is going to have chaos or drama or frustrations or arguments because of this codependent relationship, because of this codependent family member, right? People pleasing. So what needs to stop is the people pleasing. I wonder how much of myself I've lost in others. The pieces that remain, no one can notice. Sending you protective energy, divine. Interesting. So we've got Venomous Garden. Beauty conceals truth beneath captivating lies. Beware the allure of the dangers that in the shadows hide. If I tell this person, let's say it's my mom, right? If I tell my mom I can't help you anymore with your gardening, or I tell my sister I can't help you anymore with childcare, it's just too much of a burden. I know it's going to get chaotic, or I know this person is going to get mad at me. I know that it's going to erupt into an argument. So maybe, just maybe, it's easier to deal with my problems that shouldn't actually be my problems because they're someone else's problems, quietly and not say anything and not, put up any boundaries or tell someone changes need to happen. Instead, I'll just shut up. I'll just deal with it, whatever. But we have skeleton, a curse of bones, time, and dust, things that were never meant to last. This arrangement, this deal, or this family member taking advantage of your kindness, this was never meant to last. This is like you offered to babysit their kids one time, and then now they expect you to like always provide childcare. You are not responsible for that. You know, you did not offer that, at least not to my knowledge. Let's see. What do we want next? We shall go with the Beginner's Tarot. Hello, Deborah. How are you doing? I hope you get some good sleep, Davy. Sounds good. What else do we have? We have the Empress, the Hermit in the reverse, and the Chariot. So there's new things happening for you or your person. That's why we have this individual coming through as the Empress. They originally came through as Strength and the Queen of Swords. Remember, this does not have to be a woman. But this is someone who has a heart of gold and has been taken advantage of by a family member who knows that they are a people pleaser. So I'm going to ask you to do things, or I'm going to require you to help me with things that really are not your responsibility. So there's this option for maybe you're starting a family, maybe you're expecting another child, maybe you're starting a new business. There's something here that's changing, and the best possible path forward for you involves letting go of or altering this codependent relationship, because that person stands to lose time or money from you, and they're going to throw a temper tantrum about this. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is so rude of you to be like over there focusing on what you want instead of what I need. No, that's not okay. There's an unrealistic and unfair expectation that you prioritize what this person needs over what you need. Hello, T3, how are you doing? Hello, Constancia, how are you doing? I hope I said that right. We've got the King of Wands, the Page of Wands, the 9 of Wands, and the 6 of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so we're ripping the Band-Aid off. Our Queen of Swords is saying, okay, I need to do something. They did come out as the King of Wands as well, earlier and right now. This is like, okay, I need to have a conversation. I need to sit this person down and say, look, I know things have been this way for a long time. I know I've given you a ride to work, or I know I've provided childcare, or I know I've let you eat my groceries, or I know you've slept on my couch, but this cannot continue. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep paying your way. I need to have some sort of arrangement or like a timeline figured out where you find your own way, you find your own job, you move to your brother's, whatever it is. But we have someone who's laying down the law, establishing some boundary, even though I know it's going to cause an argument. Even though I know you're going to throw a little bit of a temper tantrum, I still have to communicate that. Hello, JLo. What's up? Aw, thank you, KU. I appreciate that. Hey, Ike. Happy Friday. I hope you're doing well. King of Pentacles in the reverse, Queen of Cups in the reverse, and the Four of Wands in the reverse. Because the thing is, we have our Queen of Swords, Empress individual. This, I mean, it's like Strength, Queen of Swords, King of Wands, Empress, King of Pentacles in the reverse. There's a lot of elements to this person's character that's coming through, whether this is you or your person. And I feel like it's that people-pleasing element. When you are always trying to be what other people want from you, it is that much more difficult to be authentic and focus on what your purpose is or what is meant for you, right? So the issue here is, how can you do right by what's important to you when what's important to you always has to take a back seat to somebody else's, right? Hey, Brian, we don't do politics here, so I'm going to put you on a baby timeout, okay? You are welcome to come back tomorrow, but I'm going to remind you that we got to stick to those rules. We have plenty of places where we can communicate about politics. My live chat is not one of them, okay? And let me write that down real quick. Thank you, JLo. How is my April love life looking? I've added that for you. Thank you, JLo. Thank you, Deborah. That's sweet of you. Hello, Delinia. How are you doing? What else do we have? Page of Cups in the reverse. Six of Pentacles. And the Ace of Swords. With the Three of Wands in the reverse. So when you deal with this difficult conversation and you set the record straight or you set up some boundaries here, hey, you know what? I know, things have been kind of crazy lately and we've gotten into a pattern or we've set up a routine, but I think we need to, moving forward, go to, I can offer childcare for your kids at no cost on Saturdays, but that's the only day I can do it. I can't do it 5 days a week anymore. There's just too much going on. There's this, here's how it is. I can do this, but I cannot continue to do that. I can, you can come over for meals on Friday night, but I can't have you here every night expecting us to feed you. There is a change that has to happen because there is important things that you have planned for your future. Maybe you're having a kid, maybe you're moving, maybe you have a vacation of a lifetime planned, but you're letting this family member know, please do not expect things to be the same as they have been. We are altering things or things are shifting in this way because I have a plan, because I have something I'm looking forward to and something that might take some money. You don't have to be doing whatever you are for this person, and this is the right time for you to be able to recalibrate or set up new expectations. that are actually fair. No worries. Thank you for the floating heart, Chris. I know, right? Hello, Ryder. Oh, wait, I think I did say hello to you. Hello, Matt. Happy Friday. How we doing? Happiness, lost, and pop-up. There are things that are meant to be blessings for you, or sources of abundance, or maybe even just sources of laughter for you, that are threatened or more difficult for you to come by when you have to put up with this person's unfair expectations. And I think when you set boundaries in place, or when you say how things are going to have to change, this person has a pretty unrealistic, or like, we're not even going to go with unrealistic. They have completely delusional expectations of you, and they want you to feel bad about it. So I do think that they overreact, and after they separate themselves or ghost you for a while, they show up randomly to try to bring up a conversation about it. I think they're trying to make you feel bad about it, but I don't think you actually do feel bad about it, is the thing. Okay, I feel like I need just a little bit more light. Does that help? Kind of. It's just silly. All right. Oh, you're cleaning? I hope it goes very easily and quickly for you. But it does always feel so nice when you get to put your feet up and look around and be like, ah, it's like cleaning stuff. I can walk around and stuff doesn't get stuck to the bottom of my feet. It's great. Hello, Daniel. How are you doing? We've got trash. Oh, look, I found your ex. Sorry. We've got trash, magnetic, and settlement. Discarding, throwing out, unexplainable pull, can't resist, and agreement, compromise. So here's what this is saying. Yes, your family member, be it a sibling or a parent or whomever, has unrealistic or unfair expectations and thinks that you should make their life easier, or thinks that you should, do what they tell you to do. You're going to tell them off. You're going to tell them, this isn't working for me and my life is important. The priorities that I have mean that I can't prioritize some of the things that you expect of me. So things are going to change. When you say this, they throw a fit. They get mad. They probably even call you a name. They probably say you're selfish or lazy or a horrible brother or sister or whatever. But then they come crawling back. Sorry. Then they realize that they're just mad and name calling. They might have a little bit of regret. Because you know what the thing is? They still need you, even whatever you're willing to offer. If you're only going to offer childcare on Saturdays, they still need that. Being mad at you and losing all of it isn't good, so they're going to come crawling back. And I'm not trying to be petty about it. I'm just saying they're going to learn a lesson. It may not be the full comprehensive lesson that they need to, but it is a start, okay? It is a nibble on the feast of healing that they are being asked to start. And a lot of that has to do with their financial security or how they approach budgeting. Namely, they don't do it. They pretend they have more, or they pretend things are better than they actually are. And this situation or this conversation, this change, is what actually gets them to realize, I need to write some things down. I need to make some changes. I can't do things the way that I have been doing. It ain't working that way. Yeah, exactly. Hello, Smokey. Oh, we got a crafty way of asking if I'm single. So we've got desire and today. I do think that for many of you, you're going to realize that this person's expectations are increasing. Maybe they ask even more than normal. Maybe they throw a little fit when your plans change. But I think you're going to realize this is unsustainable and something needs to change, and soon. So this conversation happens. Don't feel bad for having your own life. Don't feel bad for not being able to do everything for someone else. My feeling is you've already given quite a lot to this person. So what have they done for you lately would be my question, because I don't feel like they give much back to you. I feel like they just take. All right, I'm going to pull a few from What's the News, and then we're going to dive into those personal questions, okay? Memories, missing someone, regression, revisiting the past, kinky ways, fantasies. I don't know if they get mad about those words or not. Sexually open, looking to explore, harmony, balance, peace, and happiness. I did not expect the kinky card, but I think what we've got coming through here is you are able to make things better in your own relationship when you deal with this family issue. I don't think that's really rocket science, right? If you don't have family meddling in your relationship's going to go easier, or it's going to go more smoothly. If you don't have somebody who is making things more complex for you with regards to financial choices, if you don't have somebody who is using you for your time, then you might actually be able to spend time with your person. You might actually be able to make some memories. You might actually be able to like laugh and have some fun with that. So yes, I think there is a bonus of my relationship improves, therefore this is going to motivate me to finally have this conversation, which I probably should have had years ago, because I don't want to lose this relationship just because my sibling or my parent or my cousin or whoever is too demanding. I really am in love with this person. I want it to work out. And if I'm honest with myself, the real reason that this is an issue is because I have a family member who is all up in my business. I'm a family member who is expecting me to always be doing things for them. And that makes me feel like I have to always be making things up to my partner because I'm not there for them. They're figuring it out. They're making a different decision. They're putting together a plan. They're having a conversation to say, this is not going to continue. We can't keep moving forward like that. Hello, James. How you doing? I think that could be cool. All right, we're going to move to personal questions, and this is the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. We've got Hannah up first. What does Hannah need to know, please? Knight of Swords in the reverse. The Moon and the Five of Cups. There's additional information that's going to come to you in the next couple of weeks. I feel like in the next 2 weeks. About something that you felt like it didn't really go the way you wanted it to. It doesn't have to be romantic. This could be like a job or a friendship. But I feel like you're going to gain insight on the circumstantial stuff around what was going on. Why things really happened the way that they did. And why you found yourself moving in a different direction. So this looks like gaining insight into why a path was made irrelevant for you, or why you had to move elsewhere, why you had to look for something different. Yeah, Two of Wands. There was an alternate path that became available to you because the original plan or the original people that were on that plan, they made a mistake. So it wasn't going to be the right place for you anymore. I feel like everything changed really quickly. So you're going to get some insight here. Maybe it has to do with an ex. Maybe it has to do with a place that you used to work or a career that you used to want. But I see information coming in the next 2 weeks, and it's meant to kind of like soothe you. Like, this happened for a reason. This ended for a reason, and it's putting you where you need to be for the blessings that are about to show up. So with the Four of Pentacles, this is saying basically, hold tight. You got some good stuff coming towards you. And you also have some information regarding why things in the past changed. So there's truth and peace coming to you. I like it. So I hope you find the next month to be particularly abundant. Seems like you got some confirmation that you're on the right path coming to you. Let's see what we've got for J-Lo. We've got, how is April love life? How is love life for J-Lo in April, please? King of Wands, Four of Cups in the reverse. Oh, you got a couple people saying yes or that are interested, expressing interest in you. But it does feel to me like this is like a surplus. There's too much going on. So in other words, you're going to have to reject someone, or you might be inclined to get to know someone and you know better, but you keep doing it because maybe they're hot. The name of the game in April is discernment, intuition. I'm not telling you that none of these people are good enough for you. I'm just telling you that most of them ain't. Okay, so is there someone here that is good enough? Six of Wands, Ten of Cups in the reverse. Yes, but they are not going to be in the places that you normally go, or this is not somebody that you already know. So there's someone that you could potentially meet in April because, I don't know, you go to a different gym location, or you drive across town for your groceries, or you go to a different bar, or you try a new dating app. You do something out of your regular pattern or routine, and then you meet somebody who is worthy. That sounds so choosy or selective, but you got people who are interested in you. They don't line up with you well enough. When you go out of your regular path, then you meet somebody else. But with the Five of Pentacles, it's like where you currently are, it's like, no, 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 nope, nope, nope. You know? There's a better option for you elsewhere. So be adventurous in April. Go to some new places, meet some new people. You know what I'm saying. Go off the, the beaten path. Ace of Swords, Eight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. I do feel like it's towards the end of April when you meet someone, but changing your habits or getting a little bit more broad in terms of where you go. Earlier in the month isn't a bad idea either. Hello, Jesus. How are you doing? Hello, Gina. I hope you're having a good day. Okay, and then earlier in the reading, we had a comment from someone who had the word divinely in their username, and I'm going to pull a few cards. Divinely had asked, am I safe? Is divine safe? Yes. You still have your responsibility to do what you can to maintain that safety. Be observant, wear your seatbelts, all of that fun stuff, right? Lock the doors, close the windows. We got Page of Wands, Nine of Cups, Eight of Cups in the reverse. There is something that has returned, a sense of fear or anxiety, and it is based on somebody who's got a little bit of an obsession or somebody who seems to struggle to pivot in a different direction. But this person is going to feel like they have no choice but to do something different So I see a change in behavior or a change in this person's routine. And I think it's because they get a little talking to. Maybe they get asked why they're loitering. Maybe they get asked why they're on private property. Maybe they get pulled over. I don't know. There's something here where it's like they get a little slap across the face, and it's, you gotta reconsider how things are going forward. All right, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. And thank you for hyping the video if you're able to. I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.